Hey guys, just that Valentine's Day passed doesn't mean that we stop eating desserts, so without further ado, I'll be teaching you guys how to make the delicious flan pudding. First off, we are going to add in our granulated sugar. We are just going to caramelize it by putting it over our pan and warming it up over medium heat. And surprisingly, you do not need to add water for this. And for those who prefer to have their flan pudding without caramelized sugar, you guys could skip this step. I've already turned on the stove to medium heat in my dorm building and I'm just letting it warm up. Even though crystal seems pretty easy to caramelize and it seems very simple, the hardest part is just mixing it all around so that all your crystals are getting evenly heated, so that there are no parts of the crystals that are burnt. Just keep on patiently mixing because you do not want your crystals to be burnt. It only takes a little bit of burnt crystals to ruin the whole entire batch of caramelized sugar for you. Just don't take the shortcut, just keep on mixing well so that you do not cause any burnt sugar. And trust me, burnt sugar is also pretty hard to remove from your pan, so let's try to avoid that if possible. As you guys can see, it started clumping together and that's great because it's going to start caramelizing really soon. And before you know it, you're going to get that beautiful caramelized color. And of course, we are just going to continuously mix as well. Just continue mixing until it has been all dissolved. Now just quickly pour all of your caramelized sugar into a pitcher because you do not want your caramelized sugars to start coagulating at a lower temperature. Sugar also hardens really fast, so that's something that we do not want. And we're just going to place our pan into our sink and drench it with water so that it's easier for us to remove the sugar. And of course, we are going to quickly pour our caramelized sugar into our pudding mugs. These tiny cute glass mugs, I got them from Amazon and I think they're just perfect for puddings. And just to appreciate the beauty of caramelized sugar dripping down slowly, here's a slow motion of it on the side view. And just so you guys know, even though it's in slow motion, sugars do harden really fast, so definitely pour as quickly as possible. And as you can see, my sugar is already starting to dry at the right tip, so it's getting harder and harder for me to pour. So definitely pour ASAP. And just to be fair, here's a side view on the regular motion, and just so you guys can really see how quickly it hardens up. And it gets gooier and hardens really fast. And of course, there will be leftover sugar in your pitcher and it's going to be really hard for you to remove it by hand. So I strongly recommend you guys drenching your pitcher in water so that the water really dissolves the sugar, and before you know it, the next morning you wake up, all of your sugar will have been dissolved. Moving along to our flan recipe, we are going to crack a couple of eggs. I'm using large eggs that I got from Walmart, but you guys do not need to use large eggs for this recipe. Regular eggs will work just as fine. Now we are going to beat the eggs until it's well combined. You guys do not need to use a stand mixer for this. You guys could just beat it by hand with your chopsticks, forks, anything works. Just make sure that it's well combined. But of course, if you guys have a mixer, that definitely makes life so much easier, and just beating it is so much faster as well. So if you guys have a mixer, definitely go use that. Now that our egg yolk and egg whites are well combined, we are going to add in our granulated sugar, and we're going to mix and add our sugar as we speak. I strongly recommend you guys mixing and adding your sugar, especially if you guys don't have a mixer, just so that everything is well incorporated together and there's an even distribution of sugar. But of course, if you guys have a mixer, you guys could just add all of your sugar at once. And of course, it's always a good technique to just like mix and add your ingredients as well. Now that we got that done, we are going to start adding our sweetened condensed milk. I'm using the whole entire can of sweetened condensed milk just so that it really makes this flan pudding really sweet and delicious. That is also why we're adding less granulated sugar, because we are accounting for the additional sweetness from the sweetened condensed milk. And of course, all the ingredients and measurements can be found in the description box down below. You guys could add in all of your sweetened condensed milk all at once, or you guys could add it along as you mix. For good techniques, I definitely recommend the latter, but since I'm really worried about getting my desk completely covered with sweetened condensed milk, I decided to add it all at once. Just continue mixing and you will notice that there's a thickening in texture, and that's because you have added your condensed milk, and condensed milk itself is naturally thicker. Continue mixing it until well combined. Moving along, we are going to add in our evaporated milk. You guys can find these in your local supermarket. They're really easy to find, and it's different from sweetened condensed milk in the fact that it does not taste the same and there's no sweetness to this. And you guys can pour all of your evaporated milk from the small can container, but I bought the bigger one because I was worried that in case I needed more, but I definitely didn't. So definitely when you guys are buying your evaporated milk, go for a smaller can. As before, we are going to continue mix until it's well combined. This flan recipe is very similar to the creme brulee recipe that I made earlier, and it just tastes just as great, but the thing is that creme brulee is more of an egg texture than flan. Flan has more of a milk flavor and it's also smoother. And if you guys are interested in the creme brulee recipe, just check it out at the lower left hand corner. Next up, we are going to add in our heavy cream. And heavy whipping cream makes your flan really smooth and very light. It gives it a nice soft texture. Just like previously, we are going to mix until it's well combined. The great thing about flan recipe is that not only are the ingredients relatively inexpensive, you guys can find it in your local supermarket, and it just requires a lot of mixing. So if you guys are not used to cooking or baking, you guys could definitely try this recipe out. Wow, finally after mixing all those ingredients, we are going to pour our flan batter into our pudding jars. And of course, pouring it into a pitcher to pour it into our pudding jars makes life so much easier. And even though our caramelized sugar has already hardened up at this point, do not worry because we're going to put it in a hot water bath so that all the sugar will melt when we eat it. And here's just a close-up side view. Unlike bread, flan do not really rise too much, so just leave a little bit of space. Be sure to get rid of any bubbles you see that might have been formed at the surface, and then we are going to pour hot water into our hot water bath. At this point, we are going to place our hot water bath in a preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for at least 40 minutes or until when you guys use a toothpick and insert it and it comes out relatively clean. And that's pretty much it. It's just really quick and easy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got to enjoy this easy tutorial on how to make the flan pudding, and it's just perfect for everyone, especially if you guys know how to mix. You guys are definitely halfway there already. And you guys are going to join me in my other sweet adventures by hitting that subscribe button, and of course likes and thumbs or share, it's always welcome. And until next time, bye!